Welcome to another edition of the Mark Ballard Show. We'll celebrate the 3rd year anniversary of this show. I have a very special guest by the name of Jeremichael Mitchell, a.k.a. King Langston. What it do, bro?
How you doing, good brother?
All's well, man. I'm glad that you're here, man. We're going to build. We're going to talk about some things, a lot of things in a short amount of time. But let the world know what's your position in this community and how you contribute into this community.
I consider myself a community and youth activist, if that's what I would call it, if I had to give myself a title. Right. And I position myself as just a changing agent. You know, whatever that may look like, whatever the need is that we feel needs to be met. And I say we because I have a team of people behind me that support me and help me. So I'm nothing without those team of people, right?
What's the name of your organization?
So I have several organizations. I have Kids Rock, Reaching Our Children, which is one of our organizations that we do basketball. A lot of people see us do basketball. Right now we have youth in Laurel, we have youth in Princess Anne, and we also have youth in Salisbury.
You in Princess Anne?
Yeah, kids is all over, man. So we love kids, and we just feel like through basketball we're able to teach other life skills and principles. I have Extraordinary Legal Gentlemen. We're actually taking some kids to North Carolina for a college tour, one-day college tour real soon for free. And then while we have them down there, we're also going to be taking them to the Coast Guard. And we talk about life path plans through Extraordinary League of Gentlemen. Shout out to Chucky Smiley. He's our president. And we just try to provide opportunity for people to have different experiences other than what they normally would see in their environment in their neighborhoods. So yeah, those are the two main organizations. I work for a beautiful nonprofit called Manery's Dream Alliance. I'm the director of Club Fear, which is an adolescent clubhouse program in Dorchester County. We're also in Worcester County in the north. And then I also do diversion and media for that program as well. So yeah,
doing it up, bro.
Yeah. We got a lot of other things that we do, but you know, the biggest thing is just we try to make sure that we are about the youth. We're about their families, and we're about our community.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a great point for real. Is there anything like basically? Okay, so you said you have an organization in Cambridge.
So I work for Manery's Dream Alliance. It's a nonprofit that was started in 2020. And in that time period, of course, you know, COVID was going on and things of that nature. So they found some needs in their community. And I had already been partnering with this community doing, again, college tours and taking kids different places to give them culture. And they decided to take their mindset and turn it into a business. So big ups to Don Sella Wilson and Paul too. They're from the north area of the Eastern Shore. And we work collaboratively, right? Same things that's going on in their areas are going on in our areas. So we try to take our minds and we try to take our ideas and we work them together across the shore. They've been able to grow one of the largest non-profits on the Eastern Shore. We don't charge kids for programming. That's the other piece, right? The work is all free for the children. And we try to provide services and programs and information to make sure that they're successful. So I just became the director in Dorchester County. I was working at juvenile services, juvenile detention. I had went back there. I was working there for a year, and I was able to get out and start working for Manery's Dream Alliance, and it's been amazing.
Manery's Dream Alliance. That's a big up. Yeah. Hello to everybody in the organization.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? And how do you feel? Let me get on another subject.
Yeah.
How do you feel about? Oh my God! It's just the activities that you're fighting for these kids. Why is it so hard for them to gravitate towards positive? Then it's just so easy for them to gravitate towards negative.
Right. There's a lot of facets to that. It's a lot of different things that play on that. I'll start off by saying we focus so much on the negative because there's a lot of kids out there doing positive. There's a lot of kids out there doing good things, that are listening, that are getting the grades, that are making things happen. But again, we know that there's a lot of money in mental health. We know that there's a lot of money in a troubled child, right? So again, we got to also understand the facets of the things that start that troubled child. Most of these kids, what I'm learning through study and training is that behind every behavior is a need, right? So a lot of these kids are hurting. A lot of these kids are living in trauma. A lot of these kids are coming from an environment that is generational trauma, right? And one of the things that we've learned in these trainings as well is that what happened to your great-great-grandfather is still in your DNA. That's deep when you think about all the things that we go through in our lifetime individually, and that's passed down from generation to generation in our blood alone, right? So when you're fighting that war it's one of those situations where our children sometimes feel hopeless. Our children feel like they out there, they actually have survival skills and not life tools. Right? That's a big difference. And you know, you would say that as well. It's a big difference from surviving out here and then getting that to a comfortable place where you can start living. And coming from our culture as minorities, whatever that minority may look like, survival skills sometimes is all we know. We would say we know a lot of adults that are just still surviving. So, you know, our kids are hurting. Our kids have needs. And a lot of times they don't gravitate to those things because they're just not interested in those things. Every kid ain't about sports. Everything ain't. We have to provide other programming to make sure it's interesting to all children. So if people complain because, you know, again, I do basketball. It's what I love. It's what I do. I do other things, but I'm good at doing basketball. But just because that's what I'm good at doesn't mean it should stop someone else from finding a need and being good at that.
Absolutely.
Right? So if there's something, don't downgrade basketball or football. Brother Sean Lightfoot does a great job.
Salute.
Yeah, you know, a great job, you know what I'm saying, with his program and how he's grown it. And then other people should start creating programs. The objective is if you see a need that's not being met, it's your duty to create a program to help heal that need. And that's what we got to start doing. We got to make sure that these programs are relatable from relatable people. That's the other piece, right? So if you have a program and you're putting money in that program and the people that run the program aren't relatable, our children aren't going. They're not comfortable with that situation. So a lot of times we got to make sure that we just making sure that these programs are relatable, that the right people are involved in them, and they're programs that our kids love and want to be actively involved in.
Let me ask you a question. You think that, like, maybe one day, or this is like an idea, I would like to include myself in this situation, to take the kids to the Black Wax museums and let them see a different point.
So we do that. We've actually done that 3 times already. We go to the when I didn't get into depth about it, but these trips that we doing, that's what we do. We go to HBCUs. We go to the Black Wax. We go to the other African American Museum in D.C. We take kids to the Georgia to the slave. They taking kids to the Slavery Museum. We go to North Carolina. We taking kids places where Martin Luther King has spoken. We that's culture.
That is culture.
And the other piece about that is not only take you to African American culture, but you never learn to respect other cultures if you don't go to other cultural events.
That's true.
Right? So you got to build that selflessness, right? It ain't just about the black struggle.
Right.
It's about the universal struggle.
The human struggle.
Right? That's one of the reasons why Malcolm was killed, because Malcolm was killed because he started to take the black struggle to the universal struggle, right? This is a human thing. The way African Americans can be treated at times is a human thing. So when he was trying to take those things to the high court, man, you know, other people felt like that just wasn't it. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to make sure that you are focused and understand what the true struggle and issues are.
It's kind of weird though, how stuff been planned out and stuff like that.
Yeah, crazy. Especially when you find out the truth.
Especially when you're doing good. That's like, come on, man.
Yeah, it happens at times. It happens at times, man. But at the same time, you know, you just continue to strive through and push forward, no matter what.
Absolutely, you gotta keep moving forward.
Yeah, that's right.
I heard that you are running for mayor of Salisbury.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Are you really?
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's a good look, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Just to talk about that for a little bit. Jake Day was our mayor before. Did wonderful work in our community.
Yeah.
Grew our downtown area tremendously. And had several other projects that grew our city. Right. We are the largest urban growing city on the Eastern Shore, from the Bay Bridge to the Bay Tunnel. We are kind of sort of the capital, if you would say. And I feel like, and I would say Jake has done a wonderful job, and the city administrators, the county administrators, they're doing a wonderful job of trying to their best ability, because again, it's how you feel it should be done, to grow our city, grow our communities. If Jake had stayed, I would have ran for city council this year. My objective now was to get involved in politics. I worked for the city of Salisbury for 2 years. And I was able to be in meetings that I was unable to be in before. I learned a lot of things in those 2 years.
Right.
And I seen some things, some very bad things, that I feel like we have to change. We have to do better. And what I've decided is, who better than me, right? Like, who better than myself, who experienced those things, who saw those things in a small amount. It don't take me long to learn. So in a small amount, it don't take me 10, 15, 20 years to learn when I'm not being treated right or fairly. I don't need that long. I see the problems and the issues, and if we can't adjust it or change them, I got to remove myself, and then I got to work on it from the outside. So being a mayor, man, you're able to control a lot of things from the city. And that's the biggest issue all the time, man. One of the things I believe with life is we got to have action plans. It ain't good enough for brothers just to meet.
Right.
We can meet, we can break bread, we can sharpen each other, but if we don't have an action plan when we leave one another, so that the next time we meet, we can build back on that.
Absolutely.
It's pointless to keep meeting. So I feel like in that position as mayor, we're going to try to do some wonderful things to continue to grow our city, but also grow our neighborhoods. I think if you would ask people in certain neighborhoods,
absolutely,
which we call the hood because the neighbor is kind of gone, they would tell you that in the last 9 years, and this is no knock to Jake Day or the city administration, but they would tell you in the last 9 years, nothing in their community has grown. Right, we got this big high-rise building that's beautiful. I love it. I toured it. Yeah, I've toured it. I love it for young entrepreneurs and college students. That's what it's for.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing to our city.
Right.
We continue to grow downtown and have festivals and street changes and all of these beautiful things. That beautiful amphitheater, all of these beautiful cultural festivals and things that they have.
Right.
But if you go to one of those minority neighborhoods, I think those people would tell you that nothing in there has changed. And we have it grown. We have community centers. I was a part of that.
Right.
We have 2 beautiful community street, Newton Street and Shore Street community centers that are accessible to the community. I would just say that if you look at other areas of the neighborhood, there's ways we can enhance and we can heal and grow.
And need it.
Yeah.
And I think they do know it, but I was just trying to figure out why they won't pinpoint these problems that's going on in the minority community.
I would say, man, I'll use an example if I can. You're sick. What's the best, and it's sad to say it like this, but I'm just gonna be real. If I heal you, you don't become a customer. That makes sense? It doesn't, but it does. I need you to keep coming back to me for medication. Now you become what? A customer.
Right.
Right? Instead of me giving you something that's going to help you heal yourself and then teaching you how to continue to heal.
Right.
Right. So in society, we have systems in place. They need people to be continued on them. And if people aren't continued on them, there's no need for that system. People lose jobs. People lose money. Government doesn't send certain types of funds. So it just gets into depth that certain systems are in place to keep people in certain places. And when you're in those places, sometimes you don't see no hope.
Yeah,
that system keeps you in a place where you're just hopeless and you're just out here again, like we said before, surviving. But we really feel with the 6 champions that we have and the campaign that we're running, that we truly can make some strides in Salisbury. And it's simple. It's not hard. It's very, very simple. So
yep. You just gotta go ahead and put it toward action.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's a lot of things we need to talk about.
Yeah,
if anything, is there anything that you need to talk about? Just go ahead and just let it go.
Yeah, so it's dope, 3rd year anniversary.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Absolutely.
I think that's a big stigma here in our African American community that we don't talk about a lot, especially African American men.
Right.
I applaud you.
Thank you.
For the things that you're doing with this show.
Thank you.
Giving people the opportunity and the platform to express themselves, for people to learn about them who may not know about them. But it's Mental Health Awareness Month. I just encourage people to start, taking care of themselves, man. Really, taking care of their mental, doing things that grow them, that make them positive.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, no,
you good.
Do you think that, like, if people supposed to be prescribed medications, do you think they should take it or take it as they need it? Because a lot of people walk around sedated and they don't need to be sedated. They just need to take it.
But a lot of people are misdiagnosed. Like I said, you got systems in place that create customers.
You right.
You know what I mean? So if I misdiagnose you and I keep giving you something that you got to keep coming me back and I keep billing, not you per se, but your Medicare, your Medicaid.
Absolutely.
I really don't feel, I feel like I'm a holistic guy. I believe in holistic medicine. I believe that the Creator has put in everything on this earth that we need to heal. Herbs and medicines and fruits and eating the right way, eating healthy. A lot of times we're killing ourselves by what we eat.
Yeah.
Our diet is killing us.
Yeah, the processed food and all that.
But that's the cheap food, right? No, you're fine. You're looking at the cheap things. So, no, I believe that a person should take it for a small amount of time if it's prescribed. If And then you should get evaluated. Get your blood tested again. Do those different things that you need to do to make sure what it's doing and what effect. Because everyone's effect, it tells you that commercial's a beautiful commercial, right? We see it all the time about whatever medication it may be. But then right at the end, in the small fine print, they have all of the warnings and things
the after effects.
And then they tell you quietly, no longer of a beautiful picture of what the medicine is. It's this quiet, quick verbiage of all the things that could happen to you if you take this medicine. So now you're a lab rat. They're experimenting on you because they don't really know the effect that it's going to have on your body. So I feel like it's an individual thing. I feel like if it's prescribed and you feel you need it, take it. But in a few months, get tested. Get your blood checked. See what's going on with your body. But I believe in holistic medicine. I believe in holistic.
I believe everybody of African American descent should be able to talk to a psychiatrist. Because half of us already got post-traumatic stress disorder from all the tension and, you know, the backlash of hood mentality and all that stuff is in the neighborhoods and stuff. A lot of them are tranquilized from negative energy all the time, and it really take a toll on people's brains.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we need to just try to at least go talk to somebody to better yourself, to try to better your situations and better your lifestyles and stuff like that, because this is not what we permitted to do 24/7. We need to fix each other. We need to help each other and uplift one another.
Most definitely, it's not our calling. It's not our birthright to struggle. It's not our birthright or our calling to live in stress and trauma.
That's true.
Statistics have proven that one traumatic event, just one, in your lifetime can cause PTSD. Right? In the beginning, they thought it was just veterans coming back from war, but the studies have proven that one traumatic, that's accident that happens, that's loss or murder, that's a fire in your community, and that's the other piece, right? Statistics are proving it don't have to happen to you; it can happen around you. And it still be turned into PTSD if you don't deal with it. So I totally agree with you, man. That's just something that we don't talk about in our communities. And I truly, truly believe that mental health, especially with it being May and Mental Health Awareness Month, that we got to talk about that a little bit.
We got to talk about it a little bit. Most definitely. Boy, there's so much going on. It's just like these children, man, in schools, man. It's just like, wow. I was just looking at a clip on Facebook at Washington High with these children just going berserk in there. They said this school, Washington High, is worse than the schools in Baltimore and Philly.
So they always compare us to that, man, and I believe that's a lie. Right? Philly kids are Philly kids. Baltimore kids are Baltimore kids. Princess Anne kids are Princess Anne kids. We talk about the behavior. We see the behavior. Let's talk about something, because I've been talking about this for months now, and I'm glad, again, a platform. What park? We had in Salisbury, we had Billie Jean Jackson, Indian Village, Emerson Holloway. We have Harmon now. I can name 6 to 7 community areas that children can go to and work their mind, body, and soul if they wanted to. Right? They could do some physical activity. They could go out there with you or another good people from the community and learn something or have a cultural event. And then they could also do some spiritual things in that environment. We know the nature connects you. Name me a park in your community that has a physical activity. I mean, some basketball courts, a multi-purpose field, not baseball diamonds, a multi-purpose field, some basketball courts, a play area, and nature scenery. Name me one park in Princess Anne that has that.
It's only that what's the brother's name, man?
It's the Garland Haywood Center.
Garland Haywood Center is the only
course that you have outside. Again, and again, no disrespect to Mr. Garland Haywood. He was a great man, my basketball player, so that's a great space. But what I'm saying is open space, right? That's a controlled space, right? You have to get permission to use that space. Someone has to tell you that it's okay. They have their own programming. Open space is Billy Jackson and those parks in Salisbury that you've been to. That today, me and you could leave here right now and go there and shoot some hoops. Me and you could go there right now and play chess under the pavilion. And talk and build. You could take a group of kids there right now, have lunch with them, and teach them some things. Free. You ain't got to pay for that. There's nowhere in Princess Anne like that. So your kids have needs that aren't being met. So, of course, I'm going to be wild, crazy, and belligerent when you're not meeting my needs. And then also, we live in an instant world. If that camera comes on, people acting. People putting on a show. Because a million people are going to see this now. So even if I ain't what I'm about to show, I gotta be it for the scene. I gotta be it for the camera. right? So, you know, our kids is living in trauma, man, and they're going to fight and they're going to battle until we meet their needs. They're going to be destructive, and they're going to do what they're doing and not want to be educated because we're not meeting the needs of these children.
A lot of these kids don't want to talk either. They're closed in. And they don't wanna, you know, you try to talk to them and everything, and they just don't know how to talk. They don't know what to say because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
It's really like to reach out to these babies, man, and really reach out to them and talk to them, sit with them and ask them what the problems are. And maybe we can do something in Somerset County. Mad shout outs to Shelly Johnson for putting her efforts in and prevention work for Somerset County. You know what I'm saying? All the people who's really trying to reach out to the youth, man, I salute every last one of y'all because that's my main concern about these babies as well.
Excuse me.
You good, bro? But yeah, man, that's what we trying to do. We trying to uplift people, one another on a daily basis. Try to do some good deeds. Try to do a good deed every day at least. Just try to do something good every day. You know what I mean? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the facts of life. 5 rules of life that I live by. Do good deeds. Don't bring no harm. Be a good person. Believe in your spirituality. You know, it's definitely key. And then the last is you know, go out into the world and make sure that you encourage those same laws. So doing good deeds is key. That's how kids and people become better. That's how you learn more about people. Right? When you go out and give service, civical service in your community, where you go out and do something and expect nothing in return. That's another big thing our kids are missing. How often do they go do community service without it being mandatory?
Right.
You know what I mean? How often do they go feed the homeless?
Well, it's mandatory.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. How often do we teach them to go out and do giving, missionary work, as the church would call it? How often do they do that?
Right. Yeah, but we could definitely do some more building and all that. Mad shout outs to Spectrum Project.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Everybody who's doing good and everything.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to know what's going on with my man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I salute you, my brother, and thank you for, you know, being a mentor to this young brother, man. It's definitely rubbing off, and I can see a lot of you in him. That's most definitely.
Yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to Rial, shout out to Jenny, shout out to Donna.
Yeah, man.
We started Spectrum Project, man, and again, man, it was just something for the culture.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was something we sat down. Rial had the brainchild, and we put it together, man, in those different facets, and
right.
I was able to learn a lot from him, and still able to learn a lot from him.
Enough respect to Rial, man.
Most definitely.
Yeah, like I said, this is the 3rd year anniversary of the Mark Ballard Show, man. And I like to send a shout out to everybody who's watching, who's listening. Mad shout outs to Rap Fiend Radio, Epiphany Music Group, and Rush the Guillotine. Salute to you guys, because you didn't have to put my show. You don't have to put my show on there, but you just showing support to the Mark Ballard Show, and I definitely appreciate you guys, and I appreciate Pack 14 for giving me the opportunity to lay this platform down. It's a slow process, but if you be consistent, everything will unfold. It will be a beautiful situation, and I'm not going to quit. You're going to see more of the Mark Ballard Show. You're going to see more guys like King Langston here, and more positive energy. Any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, man. Shout out to the city. Shout out to the team. Shout out to all those people that's continuing to show love through some of the things that we go through.
Right.
Big ups to all my basketball kids. Big ups to the team I have in Princess Anne. Shout out to Sheena. The Lady Tigers is the program that we are a part of in Princess Anne, man. So, and like you said, man, big ups to everybody out there who's doing the work, whatever that work looks like. You know what I mean? It don't got to be youth work. You know what I mean? It don't got to be community work. But getting up every day, pushing forward, making moves, and not quitting. Right. That's very, very big, man. So big ups to everybody.
Consistency is the key, though, for real. You gotta be consistent, man.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can see something, you know, blossom. You plant that seed, you gotta watch it grow. You gotta take care of that seed and make sure it grows into a beautiful situation. What else? The music. How do you feel about the music out here these days? In the community. I'm not talking about...
So I support artists. People give music a bad a bad facade.
Yeah.
I've always supported artists. You know, again, like what we did with Spectrum. I love music videos, and the art is so much more to music than just the lyrics. People get so caught up on what's being said beside the art form and the cameras and all of the things that go with it.
Right.
Of jobs that could be created. I just truly feel like we're not teaching our youth how to do it in a constructive way. Everyone wants to be the rapper, and you would know that there's so many other facets to being a great record label, to being a great artist. You got to have so many other pieces to the puzzle.
That's it.
Everybody can't be the rapper.
Right.
So I just think we need to teach the kids more skills. We need more people that are in the arts, more people that have cameras and doing music to teach the youth, to have hip-hop symposiums and seminars, teaching the culture, right? Teaching that way these kids can respect it. And I love their art form. I love the drill rap, and I love all of these things. Is it positive lyrics? No, but we grew up on some lyrics that weren't so positive as well. It's not like music has, you know, really changed to the facade of, we heard some crazy things when we were younger.
We heard some crazy things, but we had more positive music like X-Clan, Wu-Tang, all these other people that we know of.
I would say that, but there's some positive artists.
There's a lot of positive artists.
We would agree that as men, even young people, it's about choice, right? Because I hear violence in music, I can bob my head. I can go up and down. But I got to have enough, we talked about it earlier, I got to have enough respect to not go out and inflict violence on someone who looks like me or at all. So it's one of those things, like you said, that spiritual foundation is missing to these kids. They hearing the lyrics, but they don't have no foundation to keep them grounded. Yeah. Because again, like I said, it's some positive artists out here. I actually listen to some Christian artists. There's some gospel rap that's real good rap.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's that genre of rap. You know, you listen to the reggaeton. You listen to the Afro beat rappers that are now coming about. And the world, how the world is gravitating to something that was created right here in the heart of America. So music is universal. Hip hop is a culture. Hip hop is not, hood is not just a mentality. It shouldn't be. It's a culture. It's marketed. It's sold.
Absolutely. It's a $billion industry.
Yeah, and it's what our kids love. So I really feel like that's a tool to make change. Our kids love music. That is one of the #1 ways. Imagine if every lesson in school was taught to a rhythm. You teaching algebra and social study. Kids would grasp it.
Yeah, they'll grasp it.
You know what I mean? So it's just changing our mindset towards it. But music is powerful.
I think we need to see a lot more performances out here too, because that definitely shows your skills too. If you can hold it down in front of a crowd, you know what I mean. That shows the artists that artists have a lot of skills or not too as well. Because anybody getting behind a microphone and say whatever, it's just a matter of performing in front of masses of people.
Like you said, it's more than just a rap.
It's definitely more.
The hip hop culture. And that's one of the reasons why you get big ups to Randy Potter. Randy Potter used to do these DJ symposiums, right, where he taught the art of DJing. We got to get people in our community who are historians or who do rap that are older, and they got to start doing symposiums on hip hop. Teach kids the arts of writing 16 bars. Teach kids the arts of catching a rhythm. Or rapping nowadays off the rhythm. That's a thing, right?
I noticed that too.
So yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So like, teach kids the art of it.
Yeah.
Turn it into something. And then we could truly get to our kids. We can become more relatable.
Yeah. I like a lot of uplifting music, but some dark ones I like too.
Yeah, most
you know
definitely.
What I mean?
We're human, man. We like both sides of it.
Like both sides. Yeah. Gospel hip hop artist Kendall Flame, check him out. You like him?
No. So I know the brother Kendall Flame. Shout out to Kendall Flame.
Salute Kendall Flame.
Yeah.
Heat Studios, bro.
Yeah,
much love and respect.
I know you got a connection with that brother, but we know each other.
Yeah.
He used to always send me his music, man, and I would listen and we would build and we would conversate. Via inbox.
Yes.
And then when we would see each other, we would salute each other. So yeah, he's a great brother.
That's a great brother.
Who has some great positive rap.
Get with me, Kendall Flame, guys, man. I'm just trying to get you up, man.
But he's a great brother.
That's my man.
For sure.
That's my brother. That's from another mother and all that. Cypher Lot, Brooks, Douglas, salute to you. I listen to you. And that's the only 2 gospel rappers I know of that's around here. You know any more?
Yo, locally, no. Locally, no. You know, most of the other ones are on mainstream.
Yeah.
But again, I encourage those brothers to try to grab some youth in churches, and teach them the art. You know what I mean? Like,
ain't nothing wrong with it.
It's perfect. It's positive. I love Lecrae. Like, he's a mainstream artist, you know what I'm saying? I listen to him all the time, but there's so many other artists out here now who do gospel rap, and that's a lane.
Yeah, definitely a lane.
You know what I mean? That's a whole new genre.
And that's kind of crazy, though, because those are the only 2 gospel rappers I know that's around here.
Yeah, locally, I mean, again, I ain't saying that it ain't a talented young brother out there that's doing it.
What's that brother? His last name Delano. Ayers Delano. Ayers Delano is another good artist too. Ayers Delano, salute to you.
Man, most definitely.
Salute once again to Heated Ice Studios. Thank you for helping me get my platform going and where it's going right now. It's still moving forward.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Aaron V. Moore. I don't want to leave nobody out, man. I don't want to leave nobody out who helped the Mark Ballard Show get to where it's at right now. All the guests that I had on the show, everybody who's tuning in. Oh, man, I just feel so honored because I'm getting myself in bigger and better and more positive endeavors and interviews. Salute to the NAACP Kirkland Hall and everybody who's involved with the NAACP. Jake Day. I don't want to leave nobody out. Positive Reinforcement. Young Men of Distinction. My man right here, King Langston. Man, listen, man. I salute every person that's gravitating towards this show, and I love you, everybody. So we out, man.
That's what's up.
You know
I want to salute you again, man, for the platform
thank you very much.
And continuing to do it, man. Just to encourage you, good brother. Continue to do the platform, man. Continue to hit the hurdles, hit the bumps, and move forward, man. Because that's what it's all about.
That's
man.
what it's all about.
Most definitely.
Salute, everybody. Peace and blessings.